Center for International Forestry Research atau CIFOR, Honourable Provincial Leader for Coordination Forum Central Kalimantan, Honourable the Chairman of Dayak Customary Council Central Kalimantan, or representative maybe?
Not arrived.
Itu aja.
Not arrived.
Mudah-mudahan ada yang mewakili. The Forest Dialogue Steering Committee and Organizing Committee and all of the staff, distinguished participants of the Forest Dialogue Forum, dialogue from many countries and organizations, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and may peace be with us. First of all, I would like to invite all of us to deliver the profound gratitude to the God Almighty. Due to His grace and love, we could join together in a healthy condition to convene the opening ceremony of the Forest Dialogue on food, fiber, and forest. On behalf of the government of Central Kalimantan, I welcome all of the participants in Central Kalimantan. Humabetan, we call Humabetan, Bumi Tanun Bungai, Bumi Pancasila. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the Forest Dialogue are aimed to bridge the discussion and land use between the forest and agricultural sectors, particularly palm oil, large to small scale, local to international. Develop understanding and innovation on the terms of land and water use, intensification of forest, operation and farming while conserving forest values, and safeguarding ecosystem services, all within the context of meeting the need of rapidly growing global population. Establish specific and practical ways forward on these issues and the preparedness to pursue them among the countries in Indonesia and internationally. I have heard that all the participants conducted the 2 days field trip to Buntoy Village and nearby, and also to one of the palm oil companies in Tulu Village. I believe that all the participants got brief description on how the parties in Central Kalimantan benefit and use the land for many interests and uses. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Central Kalimantan, as the Indonesia's second largest province, has a total area of 15.3 million hectares. For the land use, the government of Central Kalimantan used provincial spatial planning according to the Peraturan Daerah Nomor 8 2003, where for forest area was allocated to 8.4 million hectares, approximately 55%, and non-forest area was allocated to 6.9 million hectares, approximately 45%. However, nowadays allocation of forest area has based on the new decree of the Ministry of Forestry number 529/2011, where the forest area has been allocated to 12.7 million hectares, or 82% of total area, and non-forest area has 2.7 million hectares, or 80% of total area. By the growing need of the land for development uses, the government of Central Kalimantan have encouraged the approval of the new provincial special plan by the consult with the new allocated forest area policy. Forest area land use by many parties in Central Kalimantan are for forestry concession licenses, namely izin usaha penempatan hasil hutan alam natural forest of 61 units on the area of 4.2 million hectares. Hutan tanaman or timber plantation of 23 units on the area of 0.6 million hectares. And the ecosystem restoration of 2 units on the area of 188,000 hectares. The other forest area will use for plantation and mining concession. For forest area land use for agriculture and plantation, the government of Central Kalimantan has obeyed to the existing rule and regulation and has oriented to sustainable development concept. When the government gives license for plantation, the consideration is not only oriented to economic aspect, but social and ecology aspect as well. To implement the commitment for sustainable plantation development, the government of Central Kalimantan has issued the provincial regulation for Peraturan Daerah Number 5, 2011 on management of sustainable plantation in Central Kalimantan. The Perda Peraturan Daerah consists of licensing for plantation businesses, protecting the environment and engagement of the community around the plantation company, and so on. This is mean, ladies and gentlemen, the government concern is not only about the large business companies on forestry and agriculture or plantation, but also the community and small corporates. On plantation sector, the government of Central Kalimantan has offered the global program Revitalisasi Perkebunan Rakyat or Community Plantation Revitalization Program on palm oil and rubber. Through Perda Number 5, 2011, the last plantation companies have been mandated to develop smallholder plantation around their concession area of 200% of their licensed total area. This program has been continued, although still have many field constraints, especially on land availability. On forestry sector, the government of Central Kalimantan has committed to give the possibility to the community on the engagement of forestry. The government has facilitated the community-based forest management as hutan tanaman rakyat, or river forest, hutan kemasyarakatan, or community forest, and hutan desa, or village forest. To this group, I understand that all the participants visited Bungkoi village as a village that having license to manage the village forest. I hope that all the participants could get information, they witness the challenges and constraints on how the village community starts learning to manage the forest by their own management. Another policy issue by the government of Central Kalimantan is giving speech for recognition of local community and customary right to the natural resources access. The policy was implemented as a Perda Number 1, 2010 on customary institution and Perda Number 4, 2011 on customary land right. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in terms of food, on this term of the Forest Dialogue, I would like to inform all of you that the government of Central Kalimantan has launched a program Kalteng Besu. Besu means food with food. The program launched to make sure food for all the people of Central Kalimantan are sufficient. Considering the abundance of the natural resources as land, forest, and aquatic ecosystem in Central Kalimantan, program Kalteng Besu will be addressed to fulfill the sufficiency of food crop. horticulture, fishery, and livestock production. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, according to my brief notes about on the forest land use, I do hope through the forest dialogue, it will be identified the key issues and practical ways forward that can be used by the government of Central Kalimantan to formalize policy on forest land use. I, on behalf of the government of Central Kalimantan, would like to thank Doising Palangkaraya as the venue of the Forest Dialogue. Thank you for cycling the Forest Dialogue. I do hope all of you enjoy the visit and stay in Palangkaraya. Finally, by the grace of God, Amen, I declare that the Forest Dialogue on food, fuel, fiber, and forest officially open. Thank you very much, the Governor of Central Kalimantan, Teras Narang.